Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from the biblicalnutritionist.com, and today it's about cleaning products. I would prefer to talk food. I would prefer to talk God's amazing grace. But if we aren't dealing with the cleaning products, then we are allowing harmful ingredients to be in the body that can actually cause great harm. And the smaller the body, the greater the harm. The older the body, the greater the harm. So we're talking children and babies and pets, and you know I'm a pet lover, but then those who are elderly, who are dealing with immune issues. Yet that's not all. Women who are pregnant need to understand some cleaning products need to go. Other cleaning products you can embrace. Well, not like embrace, but use them in your home freely without worried about concern. Allergies, asthma, reproductive issues, hormonal imbalances, depression, anxiety. The list is long as to how the cleaning products in your home actually contribute to harmful effects. And sometimes just removing a product from the home, a child is able to breathe. An adult is able to have less anxiety. And it all comes down to cleaning products. So we're going to talk about that today. The reason we need to consider every single cleaning product in our home is because it's about prevention of disease, but it's also about healing. Many times just removing the chemicals from the home, you see relief happen within 3 to 7 days. It is that quick. I will give you a download at the bottom underneath this video. You can download it and you can just read off all of the ingredients I want you to avoid and why I want you to avoid it. But number one is pesticides. We do not need pesticides, and most floor cleaners are going to be very strong on pesticides. In fact, they even brag about killing 99% of all bacteria. Well, if we clean the surface, there is no place for the germs to grow. I need a clean surface. I don't want an antibacteria on the floor where people are going to be walking, playing, crawling, and my pet is going to be walking on. No antibacterial ingredients, no bleach, no glycol, of any variety, propylene glycol, there's several different kinds. No formaldehyde, no terpene essential oils, no essential oils unless you add it yourself because you're getting them from a company that you trust. A very important ingredient to never have in your cleaners is fragrances. Fragrances are very harmful to the respiratory system. They're very difficult for babies and pets to be able to process in a healthy way. So we want to make sure no fragrances are in the products. Just one more mention about the fragrances. I can't stress this enough how harmful they are, especially to children. Even though it sounds good, lavender and vanilla, please avoid fragrances at all possible. If you can see words that are bragging about the smell, do not buy the product. Fragrances are the most harmful for especially babies and young children who have asthma or respiratory issues. You glance through the cleaning detergents. You're looking for no bleach, you're looking for no fragrance, and you're looking for no pesticides. These aren't necessary in your laundry products to create clean clothes. We don't want anything left on the clothes or the bedding that is going to be an irritant to the respiratory system, which is a really difficult issue right now with many people, with children with RSV and other health challenges. So we want to make sure that our cleaning products do not contain this. Now, sometimes there are products like 7th generation that is not, I don't trust it 100%, but many people can find some good products, and I'm not here to promote products, but just so you know, just be careful what you buy. Always read the back of the label. Products do change. And so you want to make sure that when they change their formula that it's still in agreement with what you're looking for. Most of the grocery stores now are offering healthier alternatives. So this one says it's proven, it's Zoom laundry soap. Let's just take a look at it. Aromatic essential oils. You don't need essential oils in this to make sure. Essential oils are good, but if they aren't done correctly, they can also be harmful. So we're looking at some potassium, we're looking at some coconut oil, we've got a fragrance. Once again, you don't need a fragrance. They're using baking soda, which is excellent, and vegetable glycerin, which is good. So this has good ingredients, but you really don't need the essential oils. For those of you who are in love with your essential oils, I would prefer you add the essential oil that you know is from a company you know and trust and has been processed correctly. Again, we have sulfate-free. That's very important because that is what we want to be a little bit gentler on our skin. Anything that's put on your skin will get absorbed in your bloodstream. It says it's plant-based, but then again, we're adding a fragrance, which is not necessary. If your laundry is clean, it will not smell bad, and so we don't need to cover it with fragrances. As we look on the back, as we see right away, no bleach, no synthetic fragrances, no brighteners, no SLS or SLES, none, never, nope. So good marketing. And so it says it has a natural scent. Well, that's better than the harmful fragrances. So we still want to know, is it doing everything else right? As we look through the ingredients, sometimes ingredients are hard to differentiate between the good and the bad because you'll see the laurel word, but it's not a laurel sulfate, which is what we're trying to avoid. Another ingredient we do not need in laundry detergent is pesticides. Anytime it says microbial, that is a pesticide and that gets on your skin and now you have to deal with it. It could be very harmful to pets, to babies, anyone with an impaired immune system. When I worked in the emergency room, it would be during the middle of the night, the parents that would be all upset and distraught because their child can't breathe. They'd have to bring the child in for a breathing treatment, and the child always smelled like they had a Bounce fabric softener in their pajamas. You do not want those fragrances. I can't overstate that enough for you to understand. No fragrances in your laundry. You just want clean, and clean is just clean. It doesn't smell like a pine tree. It doesn't smell like you just got out of the lavender fields. It's just clean. So let's try to remove ourselves away from the need for fragrances. Let's clear up the respiratory system, and then so no bleach, no fragrances, no pesticides in your cleaners. So we found a couple good ones here that you could try. I personally use Branch Basics because it's exactly what I want. I'll put a link to that down below, but it's typically not found in the grocery store. You ask me how do I soften my laundry? I use dryer balls. I use wool dryer balls, and I probably have 4 or 5 in my dryer. It gets the clothes drier sooner and it softens them, and I don't have static cling, and there's no chemicals whatsoever. Except for the fact if Trixie finds one on the floor, she will chew it. Other than that, they work really well. Now this product is not real clear exactly telling you what's in it. It's telling you what's not in it. Biodegradable is not a defined term. It could break down within a few days, or it could break down in 7 years, or it could partially break down. Hypoallergenic, it's good, but it's still not clear. We need to know exactly what's in the products. It's saying what it doesn't have. Brighteners, perfumes, and residues, those are good, but it doesn't tell us exactly what's in the product. So to know what's in the product exactly, we would have to contact the company. I'm going to teach you about one ingredient. It's called quartz. Now it's not do your squats, it's quartz, and it's quaternary ammonium compounds. So it's QAT, and sometimes it has other abbreviations as well. This is one of the most harmful ingredients that you can get in a product. Let me share with you just a short list of how harmful it can be. This quartz ingredient causes birth defects, respiratory issues, reproductive toxicity, inflammation. Inflammation is the beginning of cancer cells. We have to get inflammation in check. A decreased mitochondria function, disruption of cholesterol. We need cholesterol. Cholesterol makes hormones. Cholesterol has never been the enemy. Neural development issues, increasing drug resistance bacteria. If we wonder why our antibiotics don't work anymore, it's because we have all of these antibacterial agents in our cleaners. This is why this video is so important for you to understand that we have to make better choices. So we have to take the products out of our house that are causing harm, choose better products that will not cause harm, and the products you take out of your house need to be totally removed and put into an outside garage or into an outside package. And so put them in a container with a lid, get them out of your house for a minimum of 7 days to 2 weeks. Start to see how you're feeling. Are you starting to breathe better? Are you starting to think better? Is there less anxiety? See how you're feeling. Now this product is really selling itself on being an antibacterial. So it's using the words salmonella, it's using the words SARS, flu, all of those to get your attention so you'll buy this product. This is going to be very harmful to you if you use it because of the inhalation factor and the fact that it can get on your skin, which then can cause havoc throughout your entire system. So they're recommending it on your counters, your sinks, your stovetops, cabinets, and your appliance exteriors. This isn't necessary. We just need hot water and soap to get rid of the dirt and the germs. We don't have to destroy the germs by killing them. We just have to remove them by cleaning. Now, one of the ingredients I want you to be paying attention to is solvents, propylene glycol. We want to avoid this in all products. When you have the ingredient butane, that is another product ingredient that you do not want to have. If you do buy a product and you go through all of your cleaning products in your home and it does have a butane, be sure it is stored away from the stove or any heat. When a product starts with all of the cautions may irritate eyes, but yet when you wash your clothes in it, and this detergent does have a residue that stays in the bedding, in the clothes, and it's going to irritate eyes, then we need to realize this is a caution that you should pay attention to and not use this product. If your product says hazardous to humans and domestic animals, don't buy it. This is going to be touch, this is going to be on your skin, this is going to be where people walk. Don't buy it if it says hazardous to humans. That's a clue that you don't want this. Looking at the floor cleaners, this can be overwhelming. The smells as you walk down the aisle, the ingredients on the back of the package, and maybe you just use the same product that you've been using for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. But it's time to question that, because everything that goes on our body gets into our bloodstream. Even if it's just on the detergent that you're using on cleaning the clothes, if it's on the floor, if you drop something on the floor, you pick it up, it's on your hands. If you have a child who's crawling on the floor or playing on the floor, or you have pets. Pets are highly susceptible to what you use to clean the floor. And I'm going to just say, there are some products here on the shelf that you should never, ever, ever, ever buy. And let's look at the ones that I do want you to buy. What I want you to clean with is find a company that meets all of the requirements. I'll put a link to the company that I use down below. It's called Branch Basics. I've been using them now for several years, and they're just fabulous to work with, easy to order, and they're very economical. That's another reason. I want something economical. I don't want any of the perfumes. I want clean. And I had a stain recently that I had to send through the wash twice. Once I realized I had a stain, I just treated it with the Branch Basics products, the Oxy Boost, and then the cleaner totally came out. I was not sure I was going to get it out, but it totally came out. So they have the Oxygen Boost, they have everything you need for cleaning, and that's also for your home, your dishes, your floors, your windows, it's all of that. And so I'll put a link to that down below. So here's what you can buy. You can use vinegar, but it needs to not be apple cider vinegar. That's totally different. Just a cleaning vinegar, the cheap vinegar in the aisle. Hydrogen peroxide. If you're using it for cleaning, you can just use the brown bottles and that will work perfectly. Now, if you're using hydrogen peroxide for your garden and for your health, that's a different food grade hydrogen peroxide, and I'll put a link to that down below. Totally different products. Also, you can use just good old-fashioned soap. Hot water and soap cleans everything. And yes, maybe clean your hands for at least a minute. I know 2 minutes is our rule during COVID, but don't be using the heavy alcohols. They strip your skin of the good bacteria. God has put what's called an acid mantle on your skin, and this is designed to be your best protection against bacteria and viruses, as long as we protect that bacteria. But if we use all of this plethora of products that are antibacterial, and that strips our skin, we're now susceptible to the next thing we come in contact with. In fact, those notes are in the Treasures of Health Nutrition Manual. Just consider the fact that try removing the products temporarily for 7 to 10, 14 days. See how you start to feel. See how your home starts to smell. Well, you're gonna say, but I don't smell any fragrances. You shouldn't be smelling those fragrances. Clean is just clean. It shouldn't smell like trees and a field of flowers. It should not smell like that. I know it smells good at times, but you don't know what clean smells like until you get rid of all of these fake scents in your home, and then you're able to think, and everything's going to be better. Well, thanks for letting me share with you how to find the best cleaners in the grocery aisle. I know we could have gone into a lot more detail, so instead I've made a free download that you can pick up down below in our show notes to explain a lot more detail. Plus, I had the Treasures of Health Nutrition Manual where I teach this to you. It was so important that I started teaching this back in the very beginning of this ministry. And yes, this is a ministry, so all donations do help us to put together our biblical wellness ministry so that you can take this and share it in your church as well. Thanks for being a part of the Biblical Nutritionist family, where we get to share with you God's recipe for excellent health. And it always includes God loves you.